I laughed when my husband said he was uncomfortable with how close I was to my best friend. I told myself he was insecure, controlling, and overreacting. But the night I walked through our front door and saw his packed suitcase waiting by the couch, I realized my biggest mistake wasn't trusting the wrong person. It was ignoring the man who loved me the most. When Michael first brought it up, I didn't just disagree, I mocked him. Seriously? I said with a laugh. You're jealous of Noah? He's been my best friend since college. You're being ridiculous. Michael didn't argue. His jaw tightened, he nodded once, and then he went completely silent. At the time, I thought I had won the argument. I had no idea I had just started losing my marriage. Later that evening, I called my sister. Michael is acting so insecure, I complained. He actually thinks Noah is a threat. She agreed with me, and hearing someone take my side made me feel completely justified. After all, Noah had always been there for me. He helped me through breakups, career struggles, and some of the darkest moments of my life. Long before Michael came into my life, Noah was already my closest friend. But what I never stopped to consider was how our friendship looked through my husband's eyes. Noah texted me constantly, and I always replied within seconds. We'd joke around for hours. Sometimes I'd smile at my phone while Michael sat quietly across the dinner table waiting for me to finish another conversation. There were inside jokes Michael didn't understand, long hugs that lasted a little too long, and conversations that ended the second my husband entered the room. I kept telling myself it was harmless. Deep down, I knew it wasn't. A few weeks later, Michael tried one last time. Chloe, he said softly, I need you to understand how this feels. It feels like you're giving Noah the emotional that should belong to your husband. I rolled my eyes. Stop trying to control my friendships. He's just a friend. For a few seconds, Michael simply looked at me. Then he nodded. Something changed in his eyes that night. I didn't recognize it then. Looking back, that was the exact moment he stopped fighting for someone who refused to listen. Over the following weeks, everything changed. He stopped asking where I was going. He stopped waiting for me to come home. He stopped asking who I was texting. At first, I thought I'd finally convinced him. Now I realize he had simply given up. Meanwhile, I spent even more time with Noah. If Michael wasn't going to care anymore, then why should I? I stayed out later. I laughed louder. I shared more of my life with Noah than with my own husband. Without realizing it, I was slowly pushing Michael further away. Home no longer felt warm. Dinner became silent. Conversations disappeared. We slept in the same bed, but felt like strangers. Then one Friday night, after spending the evening with Noah, I unlocked the front door and froze. Michael was sitting quietly in the living room. A suitcase rested beside his chair. My heart dropped. What are you doing? I whispered. He looked at me with complete calm. I can't do this anymore, Chloe. My stomach twisted. You're leaving me because of Noah? He slowly shook his head.
No.
I'm leaving because every time I told you I was hurting you laughed. You made me feel like I didn't matter in my own marriage. I won't beg for respect anymore. His words hit harder than any scream ever could. For the first time, I saw everything through his eyes. Every sarcastic laugh. Every eye roll. Every dinner where I chose my phone instead of him. Every moment I made another man feel emotionally closer to me than my husband. It wasn't about jealousy. It wasn't about control.
It was about respect.
And I had destroyed it. Tears filled my eyes as I reached for his hand. Please don't go. I'll stop talking to Noah. I'll fix everything. Michael gently pulled his hand away. I gave you years to notice, Chloe. I begged you to hear me. You never did. You only saw someone to laugh at. I finally realized I deserve better. He picked up his suitcase, walked to the door, and without another word, he left. The silence inside that apartment felt unbearable. A few seconds later, my phone buzzed. It was Noah. For the first time, I didn't even look at the message. His attention suddenly meant nothing, because the one person who had truly loved me was gone. I always believed Michael would stay no matter how badly I treated his feelings. I thought love meant endless chances. I was wrong. Sometimes a marriage doesn't end because of one huge betrayal. Sometimes it ends because one person feels ignored, dismissed, and emotionally replaced for far too long. By the time I understood that, the suitcase was already gone. And so was my husband.